Good morning, Dogon Packs.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a Robin Williams rendition of Good Morning Vietnam. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie, but it's a good one.
I've heard that little clip before. That's about it. But
Yeah. I don't know if we'll use this as the beginning of the episode, but hey,
I think it'll be fine.
you know, we'll probably just leave
Who
it.
cares? It doesn't have to be the same thing every time. You guys think that's boring, right?
Right? And, you know, I was talking to somebody about Robin Williams, and they're like, he's still the GOAT. And I was like, you know what? I think Robin Williams might really actually be one of the GOATs of comedy.
Yeah.
Maybe we
He
should.
is pretty funny.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give him a shout out there. I was thinking about, you know, and trust me, I know my impersonation was not as good as Good Morning Vietnam, but the reason I don't want to be screaming into the mic. Have you guys been like, what the? So I tried to downplay it a little bit.
Man.
Yeah. Got to keep your level right in the middle. I remember when I first started talking, it was like I had to get that figured out.
You have to figure out where you're supposed to be, but once you get into it, it's not that bad. Kind of like business, you know?
Yeah, once you're moving, once you're doing it a few times, the first time you do anything is going to be weird.
A lot of people are scared to get into it because it's like a whole lot of things you don't really know, but once you get into it, you're like, oh, I got to do this, so let me learn about that. Oh, this part now. Let me learn about that, you know?
Yeah, we still have, we have some upcoming filing deadlines and tax deadlines coming in the next, couple weeks.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of stuff like that, and then coming up at the end of the year, and then, like tax time. So there's like a lot of stuff that we're still not really learning, but getting ready for.
Yeah. Once it happens, it's just like you do it, and then you're like, oh, that's how it works, you know?
Yep. Just like doing a, trademark, like going through a trademark process. Like, okay, once I do all this insanity, then I wait 3 months, and then.
Like, I remember back when we started this, and we thought that this was going to be like such a grueling, I don't know. It's not that bad, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be like grueling, like, oh, we can't do this, but I still think it's like this is the grind.
Just me coming from never ever doing anything like this, never building a company, I was always working a 9 to 5, just fucking trying to make it by, but then I met this guy.
Yeah, and now we're just getting to the point where it's like it's the grind, where it's like, you work, you get done with work, you do this until you are tired, and then you pass out, you get up, you do a little bit of this, you go to work, and it's just like 24/7 type of dedication, because it's like we're not even at full capacity of all the different stuff we have to be doing. Like I said, we were kind of just like, and now it's like, okay, we got to let's dial in every aspect that we can, and then add new parts. Like we're still pushing Amazon and Walmart.com, still working with Walmart marketing. We didn't get a few things done in time to be a part of like their summit for this year, but she told me we probably wouldn't have been able to anyway. She was like, hey, yeah. So, we're going through the steps, but it's been wild.
It has been a little road, but it's not that bad. It's not been as bad as I really imagined.
Yeah, to me, it's been almost as fun as I figured it would be. A lot of times, it's actually been more fun,
right?
Because I've I've built businesses before, restaurants, personal coaching and development stuff. Like
that kind of stuff is just like the same thing every day, and you kind of expect and know what's going to happen next, sort of, but. With this, it could go anywhere, Yeah,
this sometimes it's just like Christmas randomly from UPS. You get like certain parts of your products,
and filming a bunch of things, climbing on rocks, and trying to get some footage, and I don't know, it's just cool.
And I'm telling you, it hits different when you want to do a video with somebody. And like usually, it's like sometimes you walk up, hey, we're new company launching it. No, thank you. Sometimes people are just like that. But when you're like, hey, we're launching a new company, we just got on the TikTok shop. They're like, oh, really? What is it?
Yeah, because. There can be anybody out there just trying to, peddle their product. But if it's on a shop, or if it's somewhere, certified, people kind of give a better reaction to it.
Yeah, we had to, upload our testing documents, our certifications, labels, all that kind of stuff. So like we had to get all that up onto TikTok and then today I got this notice like verify your business today, and it was like I click on it and it's like your business was verified last week, and I'm like, TikTok, what is going on? So then I double checked again, and it was like no action needed, verification already complete. I was like,
I think honestly, I don't know with TikTok. That place it's
run by AI 100%. And the workers there, I don't even think they know what the AI is doing.
They probably not. They just like, all right, have at it.
Yeah.
If you mess up, I guess I'll look at it.
Yeah, and it's like, so I'm still working through the process there, learning a few things. There's a couple more products that I want to link to videos. I just put out another video today. I'm probably going to promote that one just because it's cool. I like it. I like the way it turned out. You know, I think it's clean. It's got the nice TikTok-y-ish colors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I got like 5 or 6 other ones that I've been working on as well, and I'm also working on some like basic long B-roll clips. But we do have a couple box opening videos coming. I can't wait for that. It's not going to be as big as like Theo Von with Trump. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
I didn't.
Theo Von interviewed Trump.
I didn't know that.
Theo Von said to Trump, he was like, "Oh, so you struggle with alcohol, like, or like, you know, you'll just drink again?" He's like, "Oh no, I just do coke," and it's like, "Oh my god!" And Trump's like, "Oh." Like, it was just it was interesting to see, and it was like, I don't know, it was funny to me to see the Theo Von Trump interview, but it was also like on a real level a great interview.
Right.
Like what they talked about substance abuse. They talked about like how Trump doesn't drink or smoke or do drug, like, and you know, it was interesting. And then Theo Von went into a little bit of like his struggle with that, but I mean overall, and then you should have saw when he found out that Barron Trump like thought he was cool. And told Trump was like, yeah, he told me that Theo is big. He's big. And Theo was like, oh yeah, like he was like, that's awesome, bro. Like you could tell he was pumped that Barron Trump likes him, you know. But yeah, so that was a pretty wild thing. So you know, our unboxing videos might not be as big as that.
It's not gonna be, that big, but you know, maybe that would be kind of cool.
We're looking forward to them. I love it. People have sent me pictures of them opening their stuff, like, oh look, I just got it, and that just fires me up.
I know I have another guy trying to make a little video. He's just a little rusty on the editing. I told him that, you know, if you're watching right now, just send me the raw clip, man.
Yeah.
I'll do it up for you.
You know, we can cap cut it real quick or do a little, you know, specialty blend for
whatever it is.
One thing I was looking at these products. Okay, I stumbled onto this site, and it intrigued me.
What?
Because it was like trying to quit smoking cigarettes or weed, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's this? And they are pre-rolls of tea. Different like melanin teas and stuff.
Smoke it?
Yeah.
What?
And they got like relax, energize.
Actually, I have heard of a few people smoking, you know, like tea with like they'll add it into their weed or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's strange.
Yeah, like I've never messed with that shit because my one buddy gave me spice one time, and it just like everything turned to cartoons, and I was like, don't you ever do that to me again.
Yeah, I mean that stuff is horrible, but.
Yeah, so like I guess like lemon and like a bunch of different little spices mixed together, and you can be like on Pluto.
Yeah, I think
like
you took salvia, but
no, because it was definitely a spice mix, not a salvia mix. Yeah, like because like from what I heard from salvia, it's like very different than what I experienced. But yeah so I never.
That stuff's illegal right now, right? I hope so.
I hope so, man.
That stuff is crazy.
I mean, do you remember all those stories of like, you know, kids smoke salvia and, you know, like offs his whole family?
I've heard of stories where people will go into like different lives and like live lives as like I heard one specific one where he was like, I was a rat in a sewer for like 7 years until I came back. I was like, that's holy fuck.
Insane.
Yeah, I was like, is that like a way to switch consciousness into like something else for a minute? Like that's strange.
Get your salvia slide. Take a quick hit, and you'll be in a different galaxy. And you're like, whoa.
I definitely don't recommend anybody uses that stuff unless you really know what you're doing, because that stuff is bad.
Yeah, like any type of spice mix, anything that's not cannabis or like hemp, I have purposely never touched since that one time where I know he played a trick on me. It's his family party. If you're watching, Mrs. O, I'm sorry. Mr. O, you probably already knew. But, you know, like I get to the party to go around to the 4th of July event in the back. And my buddy's like, hey, you know, hit this. And I hit this, you know, this bowl. I was like 16 and I hit this bowl. Gosh, how many years ago is that now? That's 20 years ago.
Damn,
that's insane. But anyways, so I hit this thing and I'm like, oh, that's the grossest tasting weed ever. And I'm like, and I like, you know, and back then I would only do like one hit every like once in a while, like because it was just like everybody was doing, you know, like, and so like I take this hit and I'm like, oh, that didn't do anything. And I like get halfway to the backyard. And as I turn the corner, everything turns to cartoons.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the
Only reason I thought
on?
it was salvias because that's also what people say is like everything just turns into a cartoon.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, maybe then. I don't know.
It could have been like all three. I don't know.
It was, you know, it wasn't until like 5 years later that I like really started like smoking weed for a little bit. And then I've stepped away from that even, but it's like, I mean, that was horrendous. So like people were like, hey, you want to try this? But no.
Yeah.
So when I first saw these things, I was like, nah. And then on the bottom of their website, it was like, this is not spice or salvia. And I was like, oh. I was like, okay, so they're legit. Like, and I started reading about smoking tea and how it does help people quit smoking cigarettes. But yeah,
It's interesting.
some wild products out there. But I don't know, that whole Theo Von thing. I was like, why am I talking about drugs? Oh yeah, because Theo Von told Trump that he loves coke. I thought that was so wild.
You know, there's this
so honest.
crazy new thing that I learned about the other day. It was people call it gas station heroin, and it's like
What the fuck?
it's like a pack of like I think the drug was called nitazene or something like that, and it just gives you like an opioid buzz or something. It's completely legal, and it's like, why is this in gas stations? This just should not be a thing.
You know, but I mean, people will always,
They're always going to figure out
Yeah.
some way to do it.
like most people don't know, that if you put olive oil in a bag of Cheetos, it'll turn into this liquid that'll get you fucked up.
Or if you
I'm just kidding. That's not
smoke
true.
a shit
Don't
ton
do
of
that.
nutmeg, I mean, that stuff is
Really?
terrible. Yeah, nutmeg is one of the. You should never do it because it gives you like horrible trips, like scary trips. But
That's insane. Our
Yeah.
world is so crazy.
I mean, there's a bunch of different like normal items you would never think would get you crazy high.
yeah, see, I'm never going to be like smoking that kind of stuff.
Me neither.
Like, I have
just
no
think I just think
interest.
it's interesting.
Yeah, I have no interest in doing it. I love learning about it and thinking and hearing somebody else's
Yeah, and be like,
fucked up
holy
story.
fuck, I would never do that shit.
Not doing that. Like,
know-
I don't even drink anymore because I don't like how long it lasts. Imagine being like a rat in a sewer for 7 years, like you said. Like,
Yeah, I mean that would be nuts. That's one of the biggest things.
I don't know
that got me
though.
off of it.
That might be when I think further about that might, if something really did that where you could live like an alternate life for like years at a time and then come back at the same moment, there might be some benefit in that.
Maybe
If you could choose what life, like not like,
I don't think you could choose. You're just kind of stuck in a fucking body somewhere. But
yeah,
that
you're-
shit's kind of weird.
you-
Actually, there's a couple other ones that were kind of like that, where they'll think that they're in like a different universe, living their own life in that universe, and then they get sucked out of it, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on? Who am I?"
wow.
Like that shit is crazy to me.
I wonder if in like the other universe, like that, they're like, what happened to Dave? He just turned into a vegetable one day.
Yeah,
He was such a
died.
great father.
that's what. I don't know. Drugs and stuff like that are always
Yeah.
very interesting to me. Not that I take a lot of them. I
Yeah.
just think it's just interesting to see what certain things do to the human body. And I think us as a society should be researching this stuff more,
Yeah.
because what if there's benefits to certain things,
Yeah, absolutely. We should be looking at it from a standpoint that doesn't cast judgment or a stigma from something previously attached. I believe his name is Graham Hancock. He's he does a lot of research into like ancient civilizations as well as different stuff like ayahuasca, and he's a pretty interesting guy when he talks about psychedelics and anything that alters consciousness and what that means to like your experience as a human. So I definitely think there is, some value to it. And even in the Bible, there's some aspects that talk about it. It's just once certain things were identified in the Bible, it was just like, yes, those things can take you to these different states of consciousness, but you can do it by yourself without them.
Yeah.
And that's one of the interesting things I found. Like there was this Buddhist monk, or the Shaolin monk, I think it was, where he was given like an exorbitant amount of hallucinogens that like put anybody out completely. And he took them and said, nothing will happen to me. And he was fine. Nothing didn't trip at all, nothing. And they did it to him multiple times. And he was like, but at any time without those substances, he's like, I can go into that exact experience that you have.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's pretty interesting.
There's some I've heard with like high levels of meditation that you can get to something. I don't know really what it is necessarily, but
I think it's the more stable and earned state that some drugs get you to. Like drugs can take you from like here to like right to this level of consciousness, but like I think the meditative approach, I think with that meditation you learn like the restraint and the understanding of like what you're experiencing, and it causes you to be able to go to that same state but without the substance. And to me, that's like the ultimate goal.
That is interesting.
Yeah. And that's, that's why, gosh, there's this book. I wish I knew the guy's name. He's an Indian guy. It's like Azaraj Mahadaban, like it's a really long name, but it's about a guru basically. And he talks about the different levels of consciousness. It's very, very interesting when you get into it.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I think stuff like that is interesting and definitely needs to be looked into more by people who know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Then you get into like people like Hawking, where he does like kinesiology or kinesthetic testing, where it's like if you think a negative thought, your muscle strength decreases, rather than if you have a positive thought, your kinesthetic energy or force is more.
I mean, I can believe that. I don't know, I feel like I feel that sometimes.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness in the world. I mean, we just got Kamala Harris just becoming the presidential nominee, even though she didn't really get the votes, and Biden's just getting pushed out. Like now, there's people saying like that Biden's still upset that he got pushed out.
I think he is.
And there's a lot. It's just weird how many, like super liberals are starting to be like, this isn't cool.
Yeah.
like I don't know, that stuff. It is just. It's been a unique ride. Like through this, when we were getting ready for our launch, Trump got shot in the ear, and then when we were finishing up our launch week, Biden dropped out.
Yeah. I mean, we predicted it, but we just didn't, timing was too perfect really, and we didn't get it out.
And then you got Trump on Theo Von's podcast. You got Trump doing a stream with Aiden Ross. Like you have Trump doing a fireside chat, a modern day fireside chat with Elon Musk. Like, when is Joe Rogan gonna stop the I'll have Kamala Harris on, I'll have Biden on, but I won't have Trump? Like, when is he gonna have Trump on?
I don't know.
I mean, I think he should already. I think, some of these, I mean, the Dr. Phil Trump interview is still, to me, one of the funniest.
That was a good one.
I mean, but I don't know. It's a wild world, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the Dogon podcast and what we're doing. We're just trying to kind of talk to you guys about what we have going on in our lives and what's going on with the company, and and some of the stresses we have and some of the annoyances we have. But there is a lot. There's a lot that we got to push through.
There's a lot of different things that, I mean, we are still yet to do, but there's a lot of things we've accomplished already. So,
Yes. Like I was saying, I haven't put the video up yet. It's still sitting in the drafts because I'm like messing with it. But, we would have killed to be where we are right now.
Yeah.
And
because I remember, I mean, maybe I'll put that video up here one day, but there was a video of us, there was the old leather couch sitting right here.
Can you put it into this video?
I don't know if I even know where it is, but I can try to find it. And there was nothing here, literally just white background, and we were sitting here just talking like, hello, welcome back to the Dogon podcast.
It was funny.
It was funny.
It's a good video. But yeah, we wanted to show the progression, so we got to like ease you guys into the, to how this is going to go, and we have to kind of dial in with, like, most people don't realize the majority of my website traffic in the last few weeks has been for me to dial in the layout of the website.
Yeah.
And now it's like with certain incentives, it's like, gosh, now I want to push people more towards the TikTok shop. I don't know, like, but TikTok's so difficult to deal with, and I need to learn so much. It's like,
I think our shop is going to be the most stable thing that we can possibly secure. So I think getting that 100%, and then focusing on TikTok shop, just because they can kick us out whenever they want.
Yeah, if we break rules, they can.
And it's like, I put all this work into this shit, and now it's all gone.
Yeah,
it's like, that's not what we want.
Yep. I mean, but that might make good publicity too. Like, hey guys, they kicked us off the TikTok shop, but you can get it on our website. But no, the only reason they'll kick us off is if I keep violating shit. But the violations, they don't make it clear. Like, I wish they'd let you review your
just
videos.
So strict, and a lot of the times it's on minute little tiny things that, you know, they put these rules in place for a certain reason, but if you like even like kind of like
but this isn't the reason, and it's still like they're like, oh wait, no, but you can't do that.
Yeah,
like,
but
no.
like it said this in writing that if you say these specific words, and even if they mean something else, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I mean, and there's times where I will copy other creators' videos exactly.
Yeah,
it's one of the tips in the thing. Like, look at what other creators are doing and make a video like theirs. So I do that. And here's some points. Go fuck yourself. No more live. Untagging the product. You're a bitch. And TikTok's just like,
yep.
And they literally do that. You know how they have the TikTok thumbs up? They have the middle finger and they send it to you. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, that would at least make me laugh if they did that. But then, like, you know, talking to some of the customer service, they're like, the AI is in control of everything. We don't even know what it's doing. And you're like, what? Is Skynet already up? Like,
Yeah, I mean, they put way too much. I don't know, way too many guidelines with a shitty AI system. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like if I do all this stuff right, I got all my certificates, I got all the aspects, like, you know, it's
like,
it's my brand.
Why am I allowed to say whatever I can say fuck YouTube and YouTube won't give a damn.
Yeah.
Like a single damn.
Yeah.
But if I do that to TikTok, I'm not sure.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, I was out doing some recording. I'm talking about how we're available on the TikTok shop. Get your Dogon Go pack. That's what's running me all day. It's giving me energy. You know, it got like 6,000 some views, and they took the product off and said I wasn't talking about products relevant in my shop.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, here's a transcript.
All about the fucking product in our shop.
I sent a transcript of it. It's like 7 sentences for the whole video. The exact transcript, and there's one sentence that says it's 100 degrees out here. Okay, everything else has either the words Dogon Go Pack or TikTok shop in the fucking sentence, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I was so mad.
I think even if you talk about like potential products that aren't on the shop yet, that you don't even have created, like things like that, they're like, oh, that's a product that you're trying to sell, not on TikTok.
Yeah. Or if I'm like, if you want to see the science behind it, you can go to dogonpacks.com and check out the science.
You're taking traffic from TikTok to Dogon Packs? Can't do it. 6 violation points or some shit like that. It's just so stupid.
Like, and if you get 24 within 90 days, permanently banned.
Yeah.
So we have like 12. So we're halfway there, like less than 30 days in. And it's just like, come on, guys. Like that's not cool.
They just don't like us.
Yeah, and then they're like, you can't sell your products on the videos or in lives for the next 24 hours. I can still do it. I can still do it right now, though. It works still. Like, so it's like, is that true? Or like, you know,
like, just give you like a violation or something.
I know. Like, I don't know. It's just, it is weird. But again, I've been doing some self-reflection. I'm just like, it's not TikTok, it's me. I need to learn their rules, their games, how they want it played, whatever. It is a phenomenal.
Theoretically.
Well, no, I mean, it's a phenomenal, it's a ego arrogance thing. Anything other than I'm going to learn how TikTok wants it done, anything other than that is ego or arrogance.
Theoretically, but I think,
what do you mean theoretically? Explain.
The only reason I say that is because I think that they just should set things up better. Not that it's ever going to change. Not that me saying that is going to change it.
Yeah.
I'm just unhappy with how they run things.
Yeah. I mean, no, yeah. I mean, I'm not happy with how they run it or how they explain it either.
I'm not saying you shouldn't do those things. I'm just saying that TikTok, get your game up.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know if I'm in the position where I can be like, TikTok, get your game up. They're a multi-billion-dollar company that has thousands of creators making millions of dollars.
I'm still going to be able to criticize it.
Yeah.
How I feel.
Yeah. But it's like, I got to figure out how to follow those rules and play by their rules on their court because I want to play ball, because it's worth it with how much, value they bring. I mean, right now they're giving $5 off extra on our product that we don't have to pay for. So it's like, we still get that money. The customer gets $5 off. So it's like giving a huge incentive
100%.
plus
I'm
free
not
shipping.
saying that 100% of TikTok is just garbage, but you know, there's just certain things where they restrict too much, and it's like, give me a canvas that I can actually write on, you know?
Yeah, well, I just wish there could be like a pre-screen process. Like, here's the video I want to put up. I want to put the product on it. Will this get me kicked off before I put it up? And then they're like, this is approved. And I'd be like, cool, boom, put it up. You know,
feel like
but
they should have like that kind of approval, like as soon as you, because they can do AI checking and shit. So why not do that like as we're uploading it and then take it off without giving us a fucking point?
Yeah, like don't upload it, or like at least give me like a thing. Like, are you sure the AI picked up this, and this that we think this is gonna be flagged? And then I could be like, no, don't put it up. Let me fix those things. Like that'd be way better. And I agree.
The amount of things I've seen on TikTok that absolutely I don't ever want to see in my life, like graphic shit that I don't want to see, and then they get us for that shit. That just pisses me off.
I know. I get flagged for some stuff in my videos like that where it's like this made somebody uncomfortable, that made somebody uncomfortable, and then like the stuff that I see or like,
I'm not even gonna say it, but it's fucking terrible what I saw the other day.
Yeah, so it's like for me, you know, it's just a Rubik's Cube that I haven't solved yet, and you know, there's never one that I haven't been able to solve, so I'll figure it out. But yeah, it's a battle. One way that you can help support us is if you want to place an order on the TikTok shop. If you're used to shopping on TikTok, just check it out, get a good deal, get it sent out to you. It'll help us kind of get through this certain process with TikTok and work through some different goals and us make sure we dial in and get this thing right. But I feel like if we have more sales, they're not going to be messing with me as much.
Yeah.
You know, like
probably, but I mean, at the same time, who knows?
Because we're a new guy, so they're just like, watch these guys, you know. But yeah, I'm just glad we got all of our certificates, all of our stuff uploaded, all of our stuff validated, so there's no issues there, and we're ready to get our basically our second product up and rolling. So stay tuned, you guys. Just keep supporting. All of this is really because of you guys, because of what you've done. So.
But I don't know.
We're having fun.
Appreciate it all. Make sure you hit that subscribe, like if you like it.
Yes, if you haven't subscribed to the Dogon podcast yet, you're missing out because we are going to start doing private episodes.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to be a subscriber to be able to see those.
That way we can say whatever the fuck we want, man.
Right? So we can just vent because sometimes you need to.
But we'll see you later.
Thanks, guys, so much. Have a good one.